Most gardeners walk past fallen leaves without a second thought, or worse, bag them up and throw them away. That single habit quietly robs soil of one of the most powerful regenerative tools nature ever designed. Leaf mold is not compost. It does not behave like compost. And once you understand what it really does to soil, you'll realize why ancient growers treated it as a foundation material, not a supplement. This isn't about nutrients in the short term. This is about rebuilding soil so it fixes itself year after year. Leaf mold is the product of slow fungal decomposition, not bacterial breakdown. That distinction changes everything. Compost relies on heat, turning, oxygen, and bacterial activity to break materials down quickly. Leaf mold forms when fungi are given time, moisture, and stability. These fungi produce long microscopic threads that weave through decomposing leaves, binding particles together into a soft, elastic structure that behaves like a living sponge inside the soil. This fungal structure is why leaf mold transforms soil in ways compost cannot. Instead of feeding plants directly, it rebuilds the physical framework that roots grow into. When roots enter soil amended with leaf mold, they encounter stable air pockets, consistent moisture, and a flexible environment that expands instead of compacting. This is why forests thrive without fertilizers. The soil itself becomes the system. One of the fastest ways to see leaf mold's power is through water. In clay soil, water normally pools on the surface or runs off, leaving roots suffocating or dry. Leaf mold forces clay particles apart, creating channels where air and water can move freely. When comparing water behavior in clay soil with and without leaf mold, the difference is, well, pretty remarkable. In sandy soil, the effect is just as dramatic, but, in the opposite direction. Leaf mold increases water retention without causing sogginess. The fungal fibers hold moisture in place and release it slowly to plant roots. In trials and real gardens alike, soils amended with leaf mold stay hydrated 2 to 4 times longer than untreated beds. This is why historical vineyard records show leaf mold used deliberately to stabilize moisture during drought years. Ancient growers didn't rush leaf mold, and they didn't expose it to constant turning. They understood that fungi thrive in quiet, slightly restricted environments. The goal was not speed, but structure. Leaves were soaked once, then stored in shaded pits, woven baskets, or covered heaps that allowed moisture in but protected the material from drying out. You can replicate this easily today. Gather deciduous leaves such as oak, beech, maple, or mixed hardwood leaves. Avoid evergreen needles. Soak the leaves thoroughly with water once, then place them in a bin, mesh bag, old sack, or perforated container. The container should allow airflow but prevent the leaves from drying quickly. Moisture matters more than oxygen here. Place the container in a shaded area and leave it undisturbed. Over 6 months to a year, the leaves collapse into a dark, velvety material that feels springy in your hands. Finished leaf mold smells earthy, never sour. At this stage, it is loaded with fungal life and ready to transform soil. Compost adds nutrients, but leaf mold fixes the structure that allows nutrients to function. Without structure, fertilizers wash away or become inaccessible to roots. So, let's take a closer look at how soil structure changes when leaf mold is introduced compared to when it's absent. The difference, honestly, can be pretty remarkable. Leaf mold, does an amazing job at rebuilding pore space in the soil. This allows roots, microbes, water, and oxygen to all coexist together without having to compete with each other. In compacted beds, roots are able to penetrate much deeper after leaf mold is applied. In raised beds, temperature swings become less dramatic because, moisture levels stay more stable. And in containers, Leaf mold helps prevent that frustrating cycle of drying out and drowning that so often weakens plants over time. This is why forest soils build depth over decades. The fungal framework does not disappear after one season. It integrates into the soil itself. Leaf mold works best near the surface where fungi naturally dominate. Spread it as a thick layer over garden beds and gently mix only the top inch of soil. Avoid burying it deeply. For containers, replace 1/3 of your potting mix with pure leaf mold. This instantly improves moisture stability and root health. For seed starting, sift leaf mold through a fine mesh and blend it evenly with your starting mix. Use a 1-to-1 ratio. The result is a moisture-stable environment that keeps root hairs hydrated without waterlogging. Seedlings grown this way develop thicker stems, deeper roots, and better stress tolerance, especially slow-starting crops like peppers and perennial herbs. Compost must be reapplied constantly because it breaks down quickly. Leaf mold, on the other hand, persists. When you compare soil with compost to soil with leaf mold, the difference in lasting benefits becomes clear. Its fungal structure becomes part of the soil matrix, improving performance year after year. This is why, ancient agricultural systems functioned without synthetic inputs. Once leaf mold is introduced annually, soil begins to regenerate rather than degrade. Compaction decreases. Water efficiency improves. Roots explore deeper zones. This is not a seasonal boost. It is a long-term shift. Leaf mold costs nothing. It requires almost no labor, and it restores a biological system that modern gardening often overlooks. Leaf mold is, one of those simple things that can make a huge difference in any garden. If you want soil that improves instead of exhausts itself, leaf mold is not optional. It is foundational. If this guide helped you see leaf mold differently, hey, subscribe to Nature's Fix and share this with another gardener who's tired of fighting their soil. The fastest path to a thriving garden, honestly, starts below the surface.